Howdy y'all, I am IceGold, and today we are going to be going over, in my opinion, the new best way to get gold in this game. And gold, as we know, it's a hot commodity. You need a lot of it to be able to do things like hatch pets, which is very, very important for, like gaining stats. Like, this is my on a budget account. And I already have a pet like this, I'm working on another pet. This one hasn't failed yet. And then there's just, pets matter a lot in this game. And you really need to have like a good source of gold to sort of capitalize on that and get as much as you can. So that way you can continue to hatch pets. And in my honest opinion, I've seen some interesting methods to gain gold in the past, and I have actually made a video on this topic before. Back in, I want to say May, was when I did that video where I talked about like the top 3 ways to farm for gold, and they were, if memory serves, gardening, farming like Halfang Bristlecrown and Azure Widebelt in Vestrel and Grizzleheim, and I can't really remember what the last one was. Maybe like farming random mobs for bad gear to sell. I don't know, but yeah. There's one way to get gold that has sort of come about since then, and that, of course, I'm talking about. The thing that I'm talking about is selling jewels, and you used to only be able to sell these through quick sell, which, as you'll see, if you go into the jewels and you want to sell this polished blocking citron, for example, it would sell for 376 gold. But with the recent bazaar changes, although I know a lot of the bazaar changes have been exceedingly unpopular, and I really, really, really wish that the devs would sort of tweak that. But there is one upside that came with the recent Bazaar update, and that is the fact that you can now auction jewels. I feel like this change came about 9 years too late, because jewels were added nearly 10 years ago, I want to say, in the spring of 2015. Maybe spring, maybe summer, I can't really remember 100% for sure. But in the most recent fall update of 2024, they allowed you to auction some jewels now, and I think that that's really, really cool. But the main thing that I'm sort of trying to talk about here is the fact that usually, depending on how many jewels are in the bazaar at a given time, you can sell your own jewels for up to 10 times more gold than you could with quick sell. So if you go here to sell jewels, you will see it looks like I don't get like the full value, but I gain about 500% more gold by selling it through here. But you can definitely see that there's definitely a lot of gold to be made here. Most specifically from the Polished Defense Opal here, which is a level 95 jewel that gives 22 just flat resist. These jewels are ultimately useless, and you really don't need them at all, but if you want like quick gold, for example, then I think that this is probably the quickest and easiest way to go about it, because it's like if you're farming mobs in like the 3rd arc, so that's Polaris, Mirage, and Imperia. Mirage in specific is where I went to farm jewels for this video, just so I could sell them. I farmed the 40 thieves in the Thieves' Den, and they dropped me all of the ones that you see here. Outside of this one has sort of been floating around for a while. I must have gotten this somewhere in Chrysalis, but you can definitely tell that even the ones that aren't like universal jewels, they sell for a ton, and it's these square jewels that really make up the bulk of it. So 11,000 gold for one Polished Defense Amethyst. That sells for more than anything that Halfang can drop, and there's only, I think, one amulet that Azure can drop that beats that. So, and that's like a rare drop. It's like so you're sort of getting the value of the rarest drop from Azure Widebelt every single time you get a jewel dropped from like Mirage in the 3rd arc. So 44 flat ice resist, totally useless, but it does sell for 11,000 gold. So there you go. That's a huge gain. And then, you know, 48,000 for this one that I've got here. I won't sell that just yet, but, you know, there's 18,000 gold right there, selling off those 2 jewels. And then here's another 9.6k from this Citron, and another 6.7 from the slightly worse Citron. The only thing that you can really, that's like a problem here, is the fact that there are some jewels that you just, like, you can't auction them. And I mean, there's you can kind of tell when you can and can't auction stuff. I think you can't sell health jewels. Yeah, the tier health jewels are no auction, but you can get mana jewels just fine. You know, you also can't auction off pierce jewels, which I think is, I don't really like that personally. I wish that I could sell some pierce jewels. Although I guess apparently you could sell these 5% shadow pierce jewels, but not 6%, so that's a little interesting. But yeah, just jewels in general. Selling these off is going to get you so much gold. Like this, the circles, like the squares, are the ones that sell for just the absolute most. But if you get some of these circles, they also sell for a ton, you know, 21 flat damage. Totally and utterly useless, but you can make some nice coin off of that. And yeah, I mean, it's like you can start getting jewels as early as, you know, like Crocotopia, I want to say, and depending on the jewels that you get, like, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if, let me see here, yeah, so, even the ones that can drop from Crocotopia, like, these cracked defense sapphires and rubies, these will sell for, like, over 1,000 gold each, so it's a lot, just, like, even early game. Like, this is probably the best way to get gold early game. Before I was going to say fishing is probably the best, but now with this update where you can sell jewels, definitely selling jewels is going to be the absolute best way to get gold in the early game. So, just something to keep in mind there. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, you know, you just sort of sell these off, and yeah, I mean, okay, so apparently the lower level ones you can auction off, but these 6% you can't, so just something to keep in mind, but these are much rarer, so it's like good luck getting them. But yeah, otherwise you kind of get the idea. You can turn on add no auction, which is a thing that I like about the bazaar, the new bazaar, but you can just like sell these off, and it's, you know, totally fine. 87, 87, 88, I won't be using those, but if you do turn on add no auction, the non-auctionable jewels will sell for, like, far less, so just something to keep in mind there. But yeah, you actually can't auction off any star jewels to the best of my knowledge, and then I don't have any pins, but yeah, just overall, I mean, really, I mean, it's just sort of, you auction off the jewels that you can, things like these, you know, you can auction off some triangles, and here's Zeke telling me, you know,
hey there, looks like you're about to lose yourself some gold. You need to spend some of that gold. You can't get more gold if your bag is full.
So yeah, I mean, this is a very easy way to get gold. Like, I came in here with maybe 320,000 gold. I just sold off the jewels that I'd gotten, not even the most lucrative one, and I'm already, like, pushing max gold. So this, in my opinion, is the new best way to farm gold in the early game. And I mean, it's also it's just really easy to do it. It's like you can get gold so quickly by just farming for jewels and finding, you know, mobs that'll drop jewels, and most specifically square and circles. Those two kinds definitely sell for a ton, as you saw, squares especially. So, you know, if you're starting up a new account, and this is even good if you're trying to do like an on a budget type run, where, you know, like, you don't buy crowns or anything like that. It's like, this is probably the best way to try and get some gold in the early game, and that really helps with making pets. Like, if you're a life or death wizard, you definitely want to get a pet that gives you like an AoE card. That's really important. So farming for jewels and selling them off at the bazaar is, in my opinion, the best way to do that early game. So, yeah, and it does also hold up in the mid to late game. As y'all saw, like, you can sell some jewels for just a ton. So, you know, just something to keep in mind. So, for now, though, that's going to wrap up. So, thank y'all for watching. I've been Ice Gold. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave like 50 comments for the algorithm. My Discord is down in the description if you want to chat with me some more. And I will see y'all later.